Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Prime example of manglement in action. Corporate malicious compliance is honestly some of the best malicious compliance. Awesome story, OP. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Correcting my every move? Oops, this is on you. Back in the early 90s, I worked in graphic design. I took a job with a small agency, now defunct, and was supposed to be the creative director. Soon after joining, I learned that I was fed a line of bullcrap and that actually I was considered an entry-level designer. This after having my portfolio reviewed with videos of commercials, tapes of radio stuff, entire campaigns written and concepted by me, etc. But nope, you're entry-level now. Well, I needed the job desperately and was told your first 3 months are probation, after that you'll get larger duties. Well, okay, we'll see how this goes. I had rent and a car payment, so not a lot of choices and nobody was hiring. During that idiotic probation, the guy I was replacing was still there for a month. I know, to oversee the transition. Seriously, folks, transition over maybe 5 accounts that weren't that busy, but whatever. Not to mention my 15 years in the biz, and this guy only had 2 years. But I digress. This guy, let's call him Jay, because that's his name, was a really freaky dude. He looked like an alien and acted like a robot. Zero emotions, barely moved his face when he talked, never laughed, and most importantly, not creative at all. And a real B-turd when it came to all the silly rules and regulations of this tiny 5-person agency. Basically, a real pain in the butt. But I did my best to do what he wanted, knowing he'd be, thankfully, gone soon. Within the first month, I was given an assignment of designing a pocket folder with inserts, very standard stuff. Instead of the standard vertically tabbed inserts, however, the client wanted them to be stepped, meaning that each insert gets shorter and shorter as it gets to the front of the pocket for a stepped look. A hassle, but nothing that difficult. For a couple of days, I'm getting the measurements right, making sure this rough is totally perfect because Jay. Picked out all my colors, fonts, etc., and getting them approved by my incredibly hands-on agency owner. An entire novel could be written about this, but that's for another sub. So now that the rough idea has been approved by the client, the next week I'm creating the actual files for the job to be printed from. I got all the portions correct, it's just waiting for the final text from the client and I'll be all done. Please note that this is an ad agency and every minute of our time is recorded on time cards as to what we're doing and what client it's for. We're not allowed to even fudge on this card no matter what, even if it's just us correcting our own errors or whatever. And per Jay, we're supposed to supply details on each portion, down to even putting down the minutes for our filling out the time card. Yes, idiotic, but there you have it. I come in the next morning and there's Jay. He's sitting at my computer and on the screen is my folder job, so I casually sit down in the adjacent chair and say, "Hey Jay, what's up?" Jay doesn't turn to me or look at me, he just states with a robotic yet irritated voice, "I have spent the last 2 hours going over this folder job and correcting your incredibly stupid errors. The sizing of these inserts is all over the place, and this is incredibly sloppy work. I don't know why this place even hired you." So I'm barely able to contain my laughter, but say, Jay, that's interesting. Wait for a beat. Did you read the job folder description? Because those inserts are supposed to be stepped down in size for each one. It took me about 2 hours to get that just right. I certainly hope you didn't change all of them because your time will have to be explained and then per your instructions, I'll have to write down on my time card who messed them up and why I had to do them all over again. I watched the back of Jay's head, who is now frozen in place and not moving. His ears slowly turned bright red. "Well, Jay, you better get out of my chair because I'm going to have to get busy and change them all back, and that's going to take a while. Oh, and Jay, make sure you put down on your time card the hours you spent this morning on this job and explain them so I don't get in trouble for going over the budgeted hours." Jay slowly got up from the chair and walked out. What poor young Jay didn't know is that I had a secret file of backups and it wouldn't take me that long at all. But I was going to sit at that computer and pretend to be working on that job for the rest of the day while talking on the phone to my friends. And I'd be sure to mark down all the time it would have taken to fix young Jay's mistakes with a very detailed explanation for my hours, per Jay's instruction. I left that horribly run agency within a few months to start my own design business. It was the last time I ever worked for someone else. I retired last year after 25 years owning my own business, but I'll always remember Jay and laugh. Thanks for the laughs, Jay. And our second story. What do you mean you don't have my contacts in stock? I need them now. I work in an optical store. Got a choosing beggar today, outraged that we didn't have what she wanted immediate. She needs them. I had a customer call the store today. Let's call her B. I'll be me. B called up to order contact lenses that she wanted to pick up that day. We didn't have her prescription in stock, so I said I could order them in for her and that they normally take 3 to 4 working days to come into the store. B. No, that's not good enough. I need them. I'm on my last pair today. I can't wait 3 days to get more. M. Oh, sorry about that. B. Well, don't you have any more of the demo ones I can have? M. I'm not sure. I'll have to check with the optometrist. I go and have a look, and unfortunately we don't have her exact prescription in trials, but have something slightly lower. These are free, mind you, just to try and help her out. Side note, often if the customer is totally stuck, we'll offer a slightly lower prescription to them. It's not ideal, but if they're desperate, it's normal enough to get them by, and people are normally really grateful that we're trying to find something to help them. Contact lenses are all made out of different materials and have different base, curves, lens designs, so it's not just a matter of picking any old one and using it willy-nilly. In some cases, the wrong contact lens on the wrong eye can be damaging, so the optometrist needs to approve it. The optom tells me I can offer her a trial lens 1/4 of a diopter below her normal prescription, tiny bit lower. I offer these to her and explain that it's slightly lower than her normal prescription, but pretty close, so it should be enough to get her by. B. So you're telling me that in the whole of our name, nobody has my prescription? M. Well, I can't check the other store's stock, unfortunately, but I am sure somebody would have your prescription in store. I know what she means, but by this stage, I'm not having any of it. If you're going to talk to me like I'm an idiot because you didn't order more of your contacts when you could see you were running low, I'm not particularly fussed about whether you get them or not, but I'll be every so polite with you. B. No, I mean your store. I'm down to my last ones today. What am I supposed to do? I need them. M. No, sorry, we don't have yours in store. We normally recommend that people order more lenses before they run out of their current supply. B. Yes, well, life happens and I'm busy and clearly didn't order more, and now I need them, and here we are. Condescending, it's all my fault, clearly. Meanwhile, the optom comes out with another trial lens in the right RX, not the same brand, but close enough that she should be fine. I offer her these. B. I'll take those. I can't use the lower ones, that's just not good enough. M. So, shall I order another box in for you? B. Yes, order 2 boxes. I'll get 1 box and you can just keep the other one in your store so that I know it's here for when I need them next time. Me, actually confused. So you'd like to buy 2 boxes but just keep 1 here? You don't just want to get it at the same time? B. No, I'm only buying 1 but order me 2 so that I know you'll always have it in stock for me when I need them. M. Oh, sorry, we're not actually able to do that. B. Yes, you are. That's what I always do. No, it's not. We actually have a company-wide policy that we don't have jobs that haven't been collected for more than 4 weeks and a lot of pressure from head office to do it. If after calling and emailing the customer doesn't collect, we're instructed by head office to cancel the job, so I know that there's no way that any store across the board does that. M. No, I'm sorry, we can't do that. B. But they always do. M. No, I'm sorry, but we don't. We've never done that in any store. In a cheery and super helpful voice. So would you like me to just order 1 box then? Maybe try ordering them before you get down to your last pair, Muppet. The flaw in her plan was assuming that I give a F. I do not. The second flaw in her plan and the tone of her delivery was talking up me as if it was my fault and how very dare I not have what she wants. Using that tone on me is only going to make me less helpful. Sorry, honey. Next. It's obviously your fault for not being a mind reader and knowing she was going to run out. And our last story. My neighbor is trying to start an HOA. He's harassing people and demanding money. I live in an older neighborhood. It's not a wealthy area. A lot of people here don't have air conditioning, and pretty much all of us hang out laundry outside. We're right next to a nature preserve, so it's a weird mix of suburban and rural. One of my neighbors had suddenly decided that he wants an HOA. He's put up signs for meetings, no one shows up, no one else wants an HOA, and harasses people for hanging their laundry or not having air conditioning, claiming that they're driving the neighborhood down. He's even started to demand money from people. He wants $100 a month for the HOA, saying that he'll put a lien on their house if they don't. Things have gotten worse. A big group of us went to talk to him. He told us he was going to put liens on all our houses and that we should show him more respect since he supposedly earns more than all of us combined. And why do you live here? We found a lawyer and she sent him a cease and desist letter. It didn't work. He's just gotten creepy instead. He walks around at night trying to look in people's windows. There's no street lights here, so you can't see him until he's pressed up against the window. He seems obsessed with the whole no air conditioning thing. He's calling CPS on people because of it. Everyone calls the cops when he looks in their windows, but that doesn't seem to discourage, but at least there's a record of it. Update. Turns out that he and his wife are renting the house. My crazy neighbor's landlord came over to apologize for the trouble that my neighbor's been causing and to tell me they're being evicted due to violating the lease, no dogs allowed, so they should be gone in a week or so. Fortunately, no one had CPS stop by after he reported them for not having air conditioning. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.